In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
God told Moses, "This is how you are to eat. Be fully dressed, with your sandals on, and your staff in your hand. It is the Passover of the Lord." These words, of course, are God-given instructions for the first Passover. Passover. Passover is the formative event in the life of the Hebrew people. You see, for over 400 years, the Hebrews were slaves in Egypt. And finally, Moses and the rest of the Israelites believed that God had had enough. It was time for them to be free. But freedom, it seems, always comes with a cost. And this freedom is no different. The final stand would indeed bring loss of life. First of all, as you've heard the story, for the lambs that would provide food for the Israelites. And the blood of those lambs would literally save them from death. The blood of the doors would signal that death is to pass over that household. But the Egyptians would not have that knowledge or that advantage. And as the story goes, every firstborn person or child or adult in an unbloodied house died. And oh, how the Egyptians grieved, and oh, how they suffered. "This is too much to bear," they said to one another. "Good riddance," they said to the Israelites, "go away." Freedom, it seems, always does come with a cost. And this freedom, this exodus, is no different. Today is to be a day of remembrance for you. You shall celebrate it as a festival to God down through the generations. And here's a word that I want you to remember this week. Amnesis. It's a Greek word that comes from our liturgy, amnesis, remembering. Remembering what is past so that it can be lived now. Remembering what is past so that it becomes a present reality, amnesis. If you have ever been to a Jewish Seder dinner, you have been to something similar to a Passover observance. A Seder, or Passover meal, calls for certain foods to be eaten, again, as you heard from the first story. What our Jewish friends do on Passover has been done every year since the Exodus, which is exactly what Jesus and his disciples and his friends were doing on the night before he died. Passover. Christians call this the Last Supper. We now know it as the First Eucharist. As Jesus and his disciples gathered for the Passover meal, during supper, Jesus took off his coat, he tied the towel around himself, and he took a bowl. He began to wash the disciples' feet. It's a job ordinarily given to the servant. But by doing this, he embodies everything that Jesus calls the good news, to love and to serve God in each other. And again, you heard quite a character. Peter says, "No way! No way, you're not going to do this to me." Well, truth be told, that's exactly the way that some of us think of the prospect of having our feet washed. Unless I do this, Jesus says, you can't be a part of what I'm doing. And Peter, again in character, says, "Well, just do my head, do my hands, and says, do all of me." But what we are doing this evening is taking part in Jesus. We take in Jesus, and we remember, and we live it forward forever. And so then, back at supper, as the leader of the group, and as the leader of the Passover celebration, Jesus would be the one to introduce each course, saying the prayer as each food was to be eaten. Now, as faithful Jews, the disciples would know the ritual, and they would know the prayers almost by heart, much like we know the familiar words of the Eucharist every time that we gather around the altar. So then at supper, Jesus takes bread, and at the proper time he says prayer something like this: "Blessed are you, Lord our God, ruler of the universe, who makes us holy with commandments and commands us to eat bread." And then Jesus says something out of line. He says, "This is my body, which is given for you." And his friends go, "Well, no, wait a minute. That's not part of the prayers." He's saying something different. And he says, do this in remembrance of me. This is new, and this is different, but this is remembrance that makes it real for us now. Over the last couple of lines, Jesus says a prayer something like this. Blessed are you, Lord our God, ruler of the universe, creator of the fruit of the vine. To which he adds something different again. He says, this cup is the new covenant in my blood. Do this as often as you drink it in remembrance of me. And again, his friends would immediately recognize the change. Know that they are to remember. This is a new covenant, we are told, a new thing, a new beginning with God. And a new covenant is new freedom in God from this time forward. And freedom, though, always comes with a cost, as Good Friday will show us tomorrow. Christians call this Maundy Thursday, the Last Supper, the First Eucharist. Christians also say, Christ, our Passover, sacrificed for us. In this new covenant, in this new way to live in God, Jesus invites us to set aside everything that gives us a special status. Jesus also invites us to remove the masks that hide our true self and give to each other willingly. A willing servant such as this needs a heart like Jesus, stripped of its fear and stripped of its need for human security. Get ready, in the end, in order to give life to others. Remember. In God's name.